FYI, 2 weeks, you heard what I said. 2 weeks after Puff Daddy was fired, Diddy, Brother Love, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call his dick sucking freaky ass, he got his company, Bad Boy Records, in 2 weeks after he was fired from Uptown Records. And he wasn't nothing but 19 and a half, 20 years old. So you let me know what you feel about that, okay? Not only did he get funding, he got a whole record label. I'm just saying. FYI, do y'all know that Kim Porter was Andre Harrell's personal and administrative assistant for many years?
What?
And at that time, guess who? Al B. Shore was on the label of Uptown. And how did Puff Daddy end up being her baby daddy again? Because him and Kim had already had a baby. FYI, a lot of y'all do know this, a lot of y'all don't know this. Biggie Small's first album, Ready to Die, was originally released on Uptown Records.
Huh?
I'm telling y'all the truth. Y'all can do y'all background check. And it wasn't released because they was having money problems.
What?
Heller did a podcast back in 2013, and actually he done 2 podcasts. And on the first podcast, he was speaking about how he had to keep Eazy-E off of Suge ass, and how he needed to make sure that he don't make no mistake about messing up the money. Okay, I'm sorry, you never told him don't do this because you can mess up your family, you can mess up your fame, you can mess up what you built as a black man. No, you was telling him don't mess up your money in so many words. So that's something to think about. Now on the second interview or podcast that Heller did, he was explaining that he was very upset on how he was portrayed, his image, his career, his everything on the movie or documentary Straight Outta Compton from Eazy-E and them. Excuse me? That's entitlement in the motherfucker.
Out!
Y'all gotta remember, a year before Eazy-E passed away, he had done 2 major things. He had switched his distributor, his main distributor, to Relativity from Priority. And he had confronted Heller about the fact that he knew and he had evidence that he really was skimming and taking money from Eazy-E, the company, and from NWA. Now, by this time, Heller had done already 2 or 3 things. He already started putting venom on Suge's name.
What?
And he had basically bullied himself to become part owner of Ruthless Records. So then on top of that, you had Dre leave, you had Ice Cube giving you problems, and now Eazy-E is finna find out a way to get you up off the whole record label, period. And then he come up dead. Something to think about. Y'all gotta remember, at one time, these record labels wasn't even fucking with y'all. See, the thing was is that Heller had to put to these big wigs, starting from Eazy-E, because this is where this gangster rap and shit came from now, that this is going to make hand over foot with money. So that's why the double dipping was so easy for Heller. That's why when it came down to it, when Clive introduced Puff Daddy to the executives, he explained that he was going to be the black mogul that is going to get us in the hand to the street so that we can get this money. So that go back to what I originally said. They had a plan of basically making Puff Daddy dancing ass with all this glitter and shiny shit on, with his dick sucking ass. They got him up there sucking dick in the back.
What?
And let him and allowing him to treat his black people fucked up, but they the ones getting all the money. And this is where the problem come in at, because of that, greed took over what was really supposed to happen. If Imagine if we still had Death Row, we still had Ruthless Records, we would have had Tupac label, we would have had Biggie label, and we would have had um Aftermath. All those between those companies, those big wigs wouldn't have never made no money, y'all. So they had to play everybody against everybody. So the thing was is that they had to start with the people that was at the head trying to help them, and that's Heller, Class, Andre Harrell. And as far as I'm concerned, Andre Harrell should have never, ever sold out the way he did, because he built that shit. But that tell you about greed, and when you got other motherfuckers pulling you, and you get too big, and then everybody else around you is doing something different. And another thing, this is why I say the plan was a setup from the top. Now, let's be clear here. First off, um, Snoop Dogg was a crippin' ass motherfucker. He was a crip. He didn't do nothing different. If you look at a lot of the old pictures back from Tupac, he used to wear blue and shit a lot. Just pay attention to that. Then the other thing, my thing is, why would a guy that potentially know that a record label, which was Death Row, was filled with all these blood members and all these blood gangbangers, but you gonna step foot in there with your crippin' ass, and it's supposed to have been okay? No, because don't matter if we in there making money or not, that go against the code, right? Because it's two colors that's not supposed to get along, because they repping they set, right? Why Puff Daddy, Mr. Dick Sucker, I mean Sean Combs, whatever you want to call himself, why he ain't never signed Tupac? Nobody ain't never think about that, because this is what some people know and a lot of people was finding out. Tupac was originally from the East Coast. He was never a West Coast nigga. Okay? He was born and raised in New York and in Jersey. So I don't have no clue where people was getting this West Coast, East Coast beef from, because it was never that. That was the plan that they put out there so that they could sell records. And they already knew that it wasn't going to come from Puff, because he had already sucked enough dick to make sure that he was settled. That's why he was so hard on the artists that he had, because he had made a deal with the devil.
What?